I'm going to go to our last question, if I may. And Dr. Nair, we'll start with you again, ma'am. MDEC has done some pretty cool stuff for its employees, since we're talking about employees right now, in this COVID period. You want to shed some light, please? What you guys are doing over there?
Sure, yeah. So one of the things so obviously MDEC, our full name is Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation.
Yes.
And so digital is kind of like literally our middle name, right? And so when COVID struck and digital became the new norm that you had to have to survive, MDEC became kind of front and center. And suddenly things that we've been talking about the last 20 years, everybody was talking about all at the same time. So we are, in that sense, we're happy, right? But so what we've done is we kicked off something called a Digital versus COVID campaign, and it's online. It's on our website actually, and we pulled together, because for years now we've been trying to build the ecosystem of pulling together the industry, society, a government together. And so what we've done on the Digital versus COVID page is to put down what those solutions are. For example, if you're an SME that needs to go digital and you don't know how to, then we actually have a list of solution providers who are offering promotional rates during COVID, or even free, doing it as part of their CSR as they're paid for it. We connected them. And if you're a company that needs funding, then again, we brought the ecosystem together to say, okay, in this critical period, you need to figure out equity or crowdfunding or whatever. We're bringing people together on that platform. Similarly, for reskilling, we know that people are either, their jobs are impacted or they need to change the skills that they have. So we actually have put together online learning opportunities. So we've mobilized training online providers, education providers who are offering free courses or special courses for the Malaysian public. Yeah, one of them is we're working with Coursera, and this is part of Coursera's workforce recovery initiative, I think in a few countries. One of them is Malaysia with MDEC, where we are offering free Coursera, more than 3,800 courses and professional certification to unemployed Malaysians. So whoever's unemployed, they get free access. So just trying to sort of ease the whole journey of getting people onto digital, and we call it Digital versus COVID. Now for MDEC itself, of course, we've gone remote. So I think just from the first week of our movement control order, we have started to work at home and transform a lot of things to the online platforms. And so similar to what was shared by Sonny, we found to our pleasure, right, to our pleasant surprise, that we are building more traction than ever online than we could have offline. So things that we were trying to do for years offline, and maybe it would have gotten traction of maybe 1,000, 2,000 people, overnight it's gone to like 5-digit, 10-digit numbers. Yeah, just getting the numbers in. So it's been good in that sense. Of course, all work is not done, but those are some of the things that we've done. We've tried to look at it from a business point of view, from a societal, from a government point of view, and of course, for us, corporation-wise, we've also tried to address this internally.
Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. So listening to that, Asif, are we ready for the next hit by any chance? And if we are, what steps have we taken to avoid to be ready for it?
It's a very big question, and I think Sumitra answered it at the country level. So that's what it's needed, and I think countries have to come in, and the training organizations and the equivalent of Centrelink, which we have in Australia, which provides help to people who are unemployed, and then the second tier education institute like TAFE, where they offer small courses and training. So all those things have to come together to play a role where they can help people retrain them or whatever. Since they have time or they are unemployed, they can't do anything, maybe they can study something or get equipped for something else. But the government is giving them some money to survive, but yes, a training will really help them further develop into the new roles which may be required in the new normal. I think yes, company levels also. I think companies should do, but I don't know how much they can because they're all facing a big hit on the revenue side of it. So it will be very difficult to do something at the company level. But at the government level, I think is really important to this step in. And I think all governments are doing something. And what Malaysia has done is really, really very, very good, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yes. No, and I agree with that. Actually, what Malaysia has done is pretty commendable. What Singapore has done is pretty commendable with Skills Future and making sure that, you know what, there are lots of options. And yeah, these countries do work, you know, in tandem to try and look to upskill, you know, and reskill the forces, because that's what's required right now. And exactly what was said earlier on, you're not getting ready for the next job. You're getting ready for the next big move.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know what that is right now. So yeah, be ready. Starting from
Yes.
starting from your case, would it be fair to say that you would try and hold on to this shift of work from home, you know, workspace anywhere, not workplace? Or do you think when things start easing out, we will try and shift back most of the forces back into what it used to be, the old norm?
So what we are trying to do is not work from home, but we are trying to see if we can prepare to work from anywhere. Okay, so do we really need to go to a branch to deliver the services we need to give to our customers? Can we do it from remote locations? Does a person have to travel for 2 hours every day to reach his place of work? Or can we set up small centers or small offices which are closer to the clusters where people stay? So these are some of the thoughts that we are having, and definitely I don't see ourselves going back totally to where we were earlier. There will be some sort of like Frederick was like mentioning. We all would like to go back to what we enjoyed earlier, but that may not happen very soon. And when we talk about the timelines, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 years. And in such a scenario, we would probably forget what we were doing earlier. The way we were working earlier would just remain a memory, and we would have to totally work out new ways of doing things. And so I don't see ourselves going back to a totally work from branch. The concept of a workplace itself is going to change. The definitions are going to be different. Many of the services and much of the work that we do can be done from anywhere, and that's why our organization is calling this WFA, work from anywhere, not work from home.
Mm.
Not necessarily that not from your residence, because there are some inherent disadvantages. Like if you are sitting at home, it probably impinges on the freedom of others in your house. So we are trying to build a hybrid model where you need not travel hours to reach your place of work, but you can do all that you need to do from small locations which are closer to your home.
No, absolutely. In fact, I always say the cheapest office real estate in the world is Starbucks. Okay, for $5 you have a 8-hour seat. Okay, and I find that, you know, but you're absolutely right. So Japan has that. Just to put it in context, they came up with this concept years ago by saying we'll build satellite offices where people are residing, so they don't have to commute for 2 hours. My scare in that is we'll still go back into that workspace, that workplace, that supervision thing, and that's what's worrying me. I'm loving the freedom that we're giving, you know, the traffic that's being less, but I'm seeing this in Singapore in the last few days. The moment we've eased off, the traffic shot right back up again, you know, and that's sad because people are trying to go back to what they were used to, and I'm like, no, 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 stay at home and work from any place. I agree with you. We also call it space. It should be, you know, it's a workspace. You should be able to construct your business from anywhere. Frederick, just coming to you at quick closing. So your reflection on the last question I just asked.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Mohit and Sunny, what you said about work from anywhere. That is the right thing here. There are some good things that can get out of this crisis. This concept of working in small units, which are closer to the place where we live. I mean, what's the point in spending 4 hours in transportation every day to go to an office in Manila to do 10 kilometers? It takes you 2 hours. I do that faster by running. So it doesn't make any sense. So, having these smaller offices would allow us to reduce the real estate costs, reduce the transportation time, reduce the carbon footprint that we will have by traveling, and reduce the pollution, travel less, giving more time to work more efficiently and to live with our family also. A little bit more time for work, and a little bit more time to have a better life. It's a general philosophy. If we consume products which are produced in our backyards, tomato from my grandmother's backyard, it's a much more satisfying solution than having some tomato traveling 3,000 kilometers to reach my plate. So that's the philosophical point. Working from home is good. Well, I don't know if you've experienced that. The technology enables it, but I was so happy 3 days ago to have my first face-to-face meeting with a potential partner for 4 months in a restaurant and seeing an actual physical person in front of me. Your level of interaction is superior. And this explains also the success of the co-working facilities for all these very small companies, consultants, and etc. They can work from home because they're self-employed and etc. Yet they wanted to go into a co-working facility because they have people around them, and you can use your neighbor as a springboard when you have an idea. He may not be working, or she may be working in a very different field, but you need this social interaction. You need people to relate to you. And you need to have that without setting up a video conference call. You need to be able to grab someone and ask that person something. So that's the hybrid model, working closer from our place, working from anywhere, gathering with colleagues, and because work is also a social activity, and getting a good mix of all of that to a better work and a better life.
Thank you for that. No, and I agree, and I thank you guys for that. But you know what? From where I'm coming at the moment, I remember when the fax machine came out, and people say, "Hey, we don't have to travel anymore." You know what? That didn't last very long. People travel. The document can get there this fast. Well, why do I have to travel? Well, you know what? The salespeople have to travel, and I'll tell you what concerns me is business as usual.
We love to travel, Mohit.
Yes, we love to travel. Business as usual will come in, and the bottom line, which is profit, is going to drive change back to what it was, because companies need money. Governments are saying something. I'm not sure if they can walk the walk for a long period of time. So it's going to be very interesting times in front of us. I don't think anybody has the answer, but we are saying it should be a little of this, a little of that. So let's see what comes our way. I thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. I love the insights. Okay, and thank you for being part of OpenGovTV from the bottom of my heart. Have a great weekend. Take care, everybody.